Hi, this is Julie O'Brien on behalf of Fáilte Ireland in the Dublin office, speaking via web link with Niamh Kinsella from the Tourism Ireland Milan office. Can you share with Irish tourism businesses your top 3 tips that will generate real business from the Italian market?
Well, one of the first suggestions I would make to any industry interested in working with Italy is to make sure to register with Tourism Ireland's Industry Opportunities website, because there you'll find opportunities to work with the Italian market directly. And some of those opportunities are completely free of charge, many of them are very low cost. And just to give you a couple of examples, working with us on our social media, giving us content to share on our social media, and also an offer or a product description to go into our weekly e-zine that goes out to 70,000 Italians every week. These are ways of bringing web traffic from Italy directly to your site, and also getting Italians engaging with your product on your social media. And we know from feedback from our partners that that actually delivers real business. Another thing I'd mention is that when we were looking at the market to develop a new strategy for growth, one of the things that stood out when we were doing our research was the impact of word of mouth and reviews by other Italians in helping Italians to make their booking decisions. They're really interested and influenced by what other Italians have to say. So to that extent, when you have Italian business, you should really make sure that you capture a review, that you encourage your Italian visitors to leave some record of their experience, because that is something you can use to positively influence potential visitors in the future. And lastly, I suppose, it's really all about getting to know the market. So understanding what makes Italians different and trying to accommodate that as much as you can in your own business. For example, provenance, what some people call terroir, is something that has a great power to influence Italians. So what I'm talking about there is their obsession with food. If you serve local food products, make sure to highlight those on your menu. A great idea, if you can serve typical Irish dishes, include those on your menu. And if there's, say, a nice food market, farmers market in the locality, do let Italian visitors know about that, because that's something that they really enjoy.
On the subject of translation, can you advise what is expected, particularly for websites and print material?
If you consider that Italy has a population of 60 million, and while it's increasingly prevalent for younger Italians to have quite a good level of English, it's absolutely not the norm and can't be relied on or assumed. So if you're serious about working with the market, I would advise that you need Italian content on your homepage or your landing page and your booking engine. I mentioned earlier opportunities of working with us. So one of those is a free insertion of an offer for your business on irlanda.com, our Tourism Ireland's main website that receives over 1 million visits every year. So if people click on that offer on our website and go through to yours, if they find content only in English, the risk is, unfortunately, that they'll bounce straight out again. So in order to help you convert that warm lead from Italy, you really do need homepage information in Italian. And then looking at the print side of things, I suppose if you're an attraction in particular, I would suggest that you need some kind of leaflet, content in Italian, or even an audio guide, because recently we've been getting feedback from tour guides who've told us the negative reaction when their groups visit and find no content in Italian and the guide has to repeat and translate everything. Apart from anything else, it slows down the visit. So it really doesn't make for a good experience. And keeping in mind that word of mouth power of Italians, you want to ensure people have the best experience.
Can you share with us some campaign examples that Tourism Ireland Italy has used to drive business to Ireland?
Well, I suppose one of the jobs that Tourism Ireland has to do in the market is to try and build a positive brand for Ireland, so that when Italians think of visiting us, they have a clear image of what it will be like and what they'll experience. So earlier this year, as part of our spring activity, we ran a digital video brand campaign. So we know our audience, our target is online. So videos are a great way of reaching and developing an engagement, a sort of a warm response for the destination. So we pushed out those videos on Facebook and on other digital channels and reached over 7 million Italians and got some really strong engagement. So that helped warm people towards the destination. I suppose part of what we also need to do is to try and encourage people to start thinking about booking that holiday to Ireland. So to that extent, we work quite a lot with some of our commercial tourism partners in the market. And that has a double benefit because it extends our budgets. It means that together, by investing together, we can do something that neither partner would be able to do alone. And it also brings the power of a household brand, a strong travel brand in the market. It brings that into association with Ireland and helps us get noticed even more. So right throughout this year, we've been working with some of our main tour operators, Boscolo, for example, and Franco Rosso, who have real recognition power in the market. And so with these partners, we have run cooperative campaigns using video again, but in the outdoor space. So those videos airing in metro stations in Milan and Rome and in 13 airports all across Italy. So an Ireland video with the tour operator's logo, and then at the end, a priced offer for a coach tour of Ireland and the booking details that the customer needs. And again, that's a great way of really, pushing that sale for a little bit further in the market. Italians are also booking more online. They're using OTAs, online travel agents. And we've also worked with these partners this year, Logitravel, for example, an OTA that's growing in the market, and also Alba Travel. And they're a little bit different because they're a B2B OTA, a dynamic packaging platform for travel agents. And again, the results are very encouraging.
Can you advise 3 ways Irish tourism businesses can better engage with the Tourism Ireland Italy office to increase their presence in your market?
One of the first things that springs to mind is to attend the Tourism Ireland's marketing plan launch in December 4th, I think, in Dublin. I'll be presenting the business plans for Italy during that session. And there's also an opportunity for one-to-one questions, after the session. So that's a really good opportunity. There's nothing to beat the face-to-face. I'd say as well, Niamh, we bring in tour operators, a selection of Italian tour operators to Niamh each year with my colleague Simone Wright, our trade executive. And that's another opportunity to engage with us. Drop us a line. We're always delighted to hear from Irish industry. You'll find our contact details on our corporate website. And then I would also suggest follow us on social media, because that's a great way of seeing what Italians are responding to and engaging with on our social platforms.
If an Irish tourism business makes contact with you, what product information do you need from them?
In many cases, I think your website may give us a lot of the core information that we would need. But I suppose in order to understand how best to direct you, we'd need to know if you're already working with the Italian market, if so, who you've been working with, and then we can, point you in the right direction. Also, if your business is a visitor attraction, we need to know if you offer your tours in Italian, because some operators are really only interested in working with people who can provide tours in Italian. But then in terms of what we need to actually promote you, we obviously need good imagery, because that's another one of the things that we discovered when we took a deep dive into the market, is how important imagery is, how Italians respond to beauty, like imagery. That's really important for your website and really important to make available to us. We need short copy that summarizes, what your business is about, what makes you different, what your offering is. And then I suppose that word offer again, provide us with an offer that is tailored for an Italian culturally curious audience. Because again, it's not one size fits all. When you're working with a market, you need to understand what those consumers are interested in. An example I would often give is a hotel bed and breakfast offer where there's a free bottle of wine in the room. Now, Italians are a wine producing country. They're also gregarious people. They've come all the way to Ireland to interact with local people and experience the country. So that's not an offer that would appeal in this market. They want to be down in the bar, chatting to the locals, sampling local beer and whiskey.
I just want to thank you very much for your time. I'm sure the Irish trade will find this very useful.